Hi kids, Miss Angela here from Hana Arts, and today I'm excited to teach you how to make some energy balls. So before we do this, the first step is to make sure we have clean hands. So let's quickly wash our hands. You can pause the video here. I'm going to do a really quick hand wash as I wash my hands right before very thoroughly. But make sure that you wash your hands really thoroughly, as we're not going to be using any utensils to stir this mixture. We're going to be using our hands as the utensils. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is check your pantry and see what kind of goodies you want to put into these energy balls. So the main things that we need are dry ingredients. So definitely having some oats is gonna be the main ingredient. And then also having some wet ingredients to stick this dry mixture together. So having some sort of nut butter. So I have a mixture of nut butters here, but you can use peanut butter or almond butter, cashew butter, any type of sticky kind of wet mixture or butter that you have will be great. Also a little bit of honey to add a little bit of sweetness. You can also add maple syrup in place of the honey. And then the rest is kind of up to whatever you have in your pantry. So I'll show you the things that I have gathered here, and then you can pause the video and go gather some similar items or any of these other suggestions that I'll give you. So one thing I always like to put in my energy balls are some raisins. So if you have raisins, those are a great thing to add. Some sort of seeds. So if you have sunflower seeds, I have pumpkin seeds here. So that will go really good in there. Chia seeds also can add a nice little crunch, or flax seeds. So those are the ones that I will be adding into my energy balls here. And then I also have some cashews. So if you have any other nuts, almonds work great, walnuts, pecans, more peanuts, whatever your favorite type of nut is will be perfect. The other thing that could be a nice little sweet treat is if you wanted to add a couple chocolate chips in there. So let's get to combining. So the first thing that we're going to do is take our dry ingredients. So we're going to start with our rolled oats here. And I'm going to do a small batch since I only have my partner and I here, so we don't need too many of these. But you can always just add more. There's this kind of a foolproof recipe, as there's not really any serving sizes. So whatever, we'll play around with kind of the wet and the dry mixture. I'm just going to use 1 cup of oats here. And then I'm going to take these other dry seeds. So I have some flax here that I'm going to put in here, and I'm just going to shake it in, and you eyeball. That looks like enough to me. As I mentioned, you really can't go wrong if you have too much of one thing and not enough of the other. Just add it in. I am going to add a couple pumpkin seeds for a little extra crunch. I love pumpkin seeds. And then a little chia seeds here as well. I'll have lots of nutrient-dense foods that will make your belly feel good, that will give you some energy, and make you feel good in the mind and the body. So the last thing I'm going to add here is the nuts. And I lied, I need to add the raisins as well. And I really like raisins, so I'm probably going to add a good amount of raisins here. So then once you have all these dry ingredients, you're just going to take your hands and mix it up. So we're just getting all of these dry ingredients here together. All right. And then from here, we're going to take that wet ingredient, so that nut butter that you have. My favorite really is peanut butter, but I didn't have any more peanut butter. So this is a combination of cashews and almonds and peanuts, and a couple other seeds as well. So you just take a big scoop of this and scoop it right on into your dry mixture. And this is where you are going to have to do a little bit of experimenting and playing on your own, because here's where we're gonna start mixing it all together. And if you have too much wet, it'll be too goopy. And if you have too much dry, it won't all stick together. So you can just play here with adding a little bit more of this, a little bit more of this, and then we'll create the energy balls. We'll form them into balls. So I'm also gonna add just a little bit of honey for a little extra sweetness and also a little extra bind. And then if you wanted to, you could use your hands and even mix all of this together. That could totally work. I'm gonna use the spoon for right now until I get most of this kind of at least clumped together. And I'll bring the camera here and show you in a second. And then once it gets clumpy enough, that's when you can kind of start to work it in with your hands. Really just trying to get the wet and the dry mixed together here. All right, see, it can get all over your hands. Fun little messy kitchen project that we'll get to clean up when we're totally complete. I want to show you what this wet mixture looks like, about the consistency here. All right, so here, this is the consistency of the wet and the dry mixture together. And this looks like it should be good to form into a ball. So as you see, if I just give it a little squeeze, then it pretty much stays together. So this looks pretty good. All right, so then from here, once you have your consistency, the mixture consistency looking pretty good, then all you do is you take a little bit of the mixture and then just form it into a little energy ball. So you just roll it into a little ball here, and then I'll set this on the plate, and then I'll show you the whole plate of them when we're done. And you can make different sizes. If you have siblings that are younger and you want to make them a little more size appropriate one, then you can make a little cakey ball. Let's see. Here, this one looks good for a little brother or sister that you have. You can make all different sizes. This is a fun activity to do with your siblings at home. And you can be any age really to create this. If you're under 5, then I would probably have mom or dad to kind of help you mix all of this together. But besides that, you really can't go wrong. You just keep adding more wet if you need things to stick together a little bit more, or more dry if it's too goopy. So I have just a little bit more mixture here. All right, here we have it. I'll bring you over and show you these. Here is our delicious plate of energy balls packed with protein, with those nuts and seeds, and a little bit of carbs for some energy with the oats, a little bit of sweetness with the raisins, or if you add chocolate chips. So really, get creative. Add whatever you want that you have in your pantry, and ask your mom or dad if you think that would be a good combination, or just try it out, and if you don't like it, then you can always modify for next time. You really can't go wrong. So the last step is to put these in the fridge. because as it starts to get hot outside, they will melt and not hold together. So keep them in the fridge. You can put them in a little container and then have a little energy ball whenever you are feeling like you need a little energy. So have fun, help your mom or your dad clean up after yourselves, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.